Go to a higher place.
Let's go before the water gets too full. No. Go fast.
Sorry, bro. Let's go up.
Thank you. No. Corn.
Come fast. I'm fine, so get on the helicopter.
Sorry, corn.
Am I dying here?
What?
Come here.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Vanessa from SpeakEnglishWithVanessa.com. Today, I have something super special to share with you. Let's talk about it. I'm going to share with you a real English conversation. Are you married? Have you ever been to a wedding before? Have you ever been to an American wedding? Well, today you are going to meet a wedding coordinator named Alexandra who works at this beautiful location in my city. Plus, you'll hear all the secrets about what it's like to get married in the US. Alexandra is passionate about her job, and I'm sure there is something you are also passionate about. So this is a good chance to listen to the way we speak and to imitate this real English conversation. During our conversation, you will see some subtitles down here for vocabulary, phrasal verbs, and pronunciation. After the conversation, you will see a vocabulary lesson with my husband Dan and I explaining the most important vocabulary words so you don't waste your time studying unimportant words. You can ingrain these words in your memory. Listening to our conversation is great, but the vocabulary lesson will take it one step further to help you remember these words longer. Then, after the vocabulary lesson, you will have a phrasal verb lesson so that you can easily include these phrasal verbs in your daily conversation. And finally, we'll practice some real American English pronunciation so that you can speak clearly and understandably. And you can always click CC to view the full subtitles for today's lesson. To help you remember everything that you are about to learn, I have created this free PDF worksheet for you with all of today's vocabulary, definitions, sample sentences, phrasal verbs, pronunciation tips. There is so much in this free worksheet. You can click on the link in the description to download it today. It is my gift to you. I hope that it will be useful for you. If you enjoyed today's lesson with Alexandra, I invite you to join me in the Fearless Fluency Club, where you will finally be able to speak real English confidently. Course member Ildiko said, "This course is fantastic. I like the most that you teach us real English. Not classroom English, real English spoken by real English speakers. Would you like to take your English to the next level?" Today, Friday, September 2nd, until Wednesday, September 7th, you will have the chance to speak real English and save a lot of money because it is my birthday on Sunday. I have a special sale on the Fearless Fluency Club, only 1 or 2 times per year, so make sure you click on the link in the description to join me and thousands of other motivated English learners and save $100. Elaine from Brazil said that she joined the course to improve her English, but then something surprised her. What surprised me even more was the wonderful community and the opportunity to meet and interact with so many friends around the world. Love it! Click on the link in the description to join us in the Fearless Fluency Club. And remember, if you join before September 7th, you can save $100, a great deal for my birthday. Let's test if the Fearless Fluency Club can help you to improve your English. The course uses the conversation breakdown method, which will help you to catch the real meaning of conversations. You'll understand fast native pronunciation and be able to use these words, phrases, and pronunciations in your own conversations. Today's lesson is just a short sample of the whole course. In the whole course, you will get 5 modules, and this is only half of one module. So let's test out the conversation breakdown method with the conversation with wedding coordinator Alexandra. Let's go.
Hi everyone, I'm here with Alexandra, and we're going to be talking about your interesting job, which apparently takes up a lot of time. So if someone asks, what do you do? What would you tell them?
I am a wedding planner.
And how did you get into that? Because that's not something you'd probably go to college for.
I actually went to college for fine arts.
Okay.
I was very into ceramics and glass blowing, moved to Asheville, North Carolina to pursue that passion. Throughout college, I was also working in bakeries as, my income, my side job. So baking a cake is very much like ceramics. You make something, you sculpt something, you put it in an oven, you bake it. It comes out, you glaze it or you ice it.
And you get to eat one and you get to look at the other or
Correct.
use it.
Yes. So ceramics and baking, I saw the connection and I kind of went down that path at the same time. Once I graduated college, there was being a starving artist or making cakes, and wedding cakes can be very profitable. So I started being a baker specifically in wedding cakes and slowly got into wedding planning, and I've been doing the wedding planning for about 5 years now.
5 years. So you've had a lot of couples come through.
Yes.
Lots of experiences. I'm curious, when you went and said, okay, I want to specify in wedding cakes, were you working at a bakery and you kind of just started doing the cakes, the wedding cakes that came to them, or did you kind of freelance in that way and have people find you?
So at first I was working at one small cake company here, and I worked for this one company for about 4 years.
Okay.
It was a very fun time baking. You get up and you're in the shop by 5 a.m.
Wow.
So it's a lot of coffee, sometimes the occasional shot of whiskey.
Sure, gotta make it through.
But it was a very fun time, and bakers are fun, very fun people. We had a good crew, and that's why we all were there for about 4 years together.
It's a pretty good chunk of time for one
Yes.
job, especially like a baking job.
Yes. And I was doing wedding consultations and wedding tastings with the couples that would come in. So we'd give them a couple options of cakes to try. I'd sit down, I'd discuss their vision. Then we
Cake vision?
Okay. Sometimes it would be a tiered cake, sometimes cupcake, sometimes a cake buffet where there's all different shapes and size cakes on a long table.
Okay.
So there's different flavors. There's a lot you can do.
There's a lot of options, and I'm curious, in these situations when you're sitting down with a couple, were the majority of people very specific about, I want this is my vision, or are they like, I don't know, just a cake?
Probably 50-50.
Okay. So some people had the exact idea.
Yes.
And some people were like, it's a cake.
Yes, yeah.
Okay. Was that generally the people who had a specific vision? I'm guessing that's generally the bride?
Usually the bride
Okay.
kind of had the look, and the groom often had the flavor.
Okay. Okay, I could imagine that. So she's got that image in her mind of how she wants it to look. And he's like, that's how I want it to taste. All right, so that's a good combo. They're working together to decide the best cake.
Yeah.
And while you were doing that, you were in the wedding business, like a niche in the wedding business. But then how did you decide to branch out of that?
So wedding planning, I was first asked by a friend if I would help her plan her wedding.
Big honor.
And so we just started planning, and it was a lot of, I knew a lot about the wedding industry already, and having a fine arts degree and planning a wedding might be the biggest piece of performance art that you can possibly put together. It has the floral, it has the tablescapes, the place settings, bringing that all together into one piece. The dress, what the girls are wearing, what the men are wearing.
I need a little disclaimer that for my wedding, I was maybe the opposite of all of this. I was overseas for the whole year that we were engaged, and so my husband and my dad basically planned everything.
Wow.
And just said, hey, do you like this? Do you like this? Sure, fine, whatever. Like, I didn't have any colors or anything. I just didn't really have, I don't know, maybe something about it didn't always have that dream to have the perfect plan. So maybe I was a little too hands-off. Maybe they would have liked if I would have been living in the same country. But it's really interesting to hear the other side of it, because I'm sure not everyone was like me in that sense.
I have couples who are very